Good morning, everybody. I hope you had a good trip to Tübingen and I don't know, first nice morning or perhaps yesterday afternoon already here. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of people involved into the summer school, not only us here, like the instructors and Efi, but also the local Orga team who prepared like the breakfast and the coffee. So yeah, thanks first of all to everybody for making this possible, and yeah, thanks to all of you for like stopping by here. And I hope we're gonna have a fun week with like metabolomics and science, and hopefully also some I don't know, other fun activities. So yeah, just to give you a very brief introduction about like Tübingen. So it's like a very old student and university city in Germany. Once, or like some people say, Tübingen does not have a university, it is a university. And I think it's very clear when you look at the population here. So I think like almost a third of the people in Tübingen are students, and like most of the people in town are like somehow affiliated with the university. Yeah, it has a long tradition. You may have seen some of like the sites already, like the castle or like the old town or like the beautiful Neckar Bridge. If you have not, I hope you will have time this week to also explore that side of Tübingen a little. Then yeah, like the university, as I said, is like one of like the oldest universities in Germany. It has quite a good history in research. So it's one of the top universities in Germany. And also we have like, yeah, this nice campus here, and like in particular this nice building, the Geo and Environmental Science Center, or GUZ, where yeah, I think we're all sitting right now. So that is all within like the Morgenstelle campus. So this is one of like the places in Tübingen where the university has the natural science facilities. To yeah, just give you like a little orientation here on the lower right. So we are in the GUZ, so that was still when it was under construction. Fortunately now it's finished. Very important for you. Just across the yard, there's like the Mensa, how we call it. So this is the cafeteria. This is where we're gonna have lunch later, and where there's also like, I think till 3 every day, like a cafeteria open. So if you don't like the coffee here, you can get a better one, perhaps like over there, or like some other snacks, whatever. Then our lab is like located just behind the Mensa, like in like the small building. And then there's the biology department also like just next door, where like the CMFI headquarter is. Yeah, it's been pretty overwhelming to see like the interest in the summer school. We had more than 100 applications, from which yeah, we sadly had to choose like a subset because we could simply not house that many people effectively here. So yeah, we picked 50 participants, and yeah, like the lucky ones, I guess, are here, and hopefully the ones that we could not offer a spot attending at least remotely. So we decided to stream the thing finally, so to yeah, like enable everybody to attend, even if it's just remotely. Yeah, it's from 21 countries, which I found was pretty remarkable. And yeah, like when you look at the stats from our like initial survey, we see quite a diverse scientific backgrounds, with like a little focus perhaps like on natural products and microbiology, but also very strong in environmental science, plant science, and health sciences, and so on. Also on the personal background of people, we have, I guess, a nice mix of yeah, mainly grad student, but also like postdocs and staff researchers, also a couple of undergrads, master students, and PIs. So that's great. And then also from their experience levels, it's a lot of like beginner and intermediate. We also have some absolute beginner with no prior experience, and fortunately also a couple of experts. So I think like together we can help each other and make this a successful workshop. And then also, which I think I'm particularly proud of, we have a diverse background from like a socioeconomic perspective. So in fact, like 17% we requested a waiver, so we did not charge any fees for them, so to enable them to attend. And yeah, like everybody who requested a waiver and who was selected to come here, independently from that, we granted that. So So that's awesome. And then, yeah, like most of the people are from academia, and we also have a couple of industry attendants. So yeah, and to be completely transparent, so what did we do with that money? So I think like for a summer school, we're hopefully on the lower end of like the cost. So really like a big motivation is to remove barriers and enable like as many people to attend as possible. And yeah, like so the money was mainly used to pay like the travel and housing costs for the speaker, and then also like goes directly in like the food and drinks we gonna have the rest of the day. So it was roughly like 12,000 euros total that we made, and yeah, we have a hopefully small surplus, which we then will hopefully use for like the next summer school next summer, which I don't know, maybe at the end we will announce this already. So the idea is to have it like every year moving from city to city. Yeah, like so with the food, I hope you enjoyed already some of the things. So I hope we can also give you like a little German impression of typical foods. So we have sparkling water, which I think is very typical. Then we have Apfelschorle, which is another, I would say, common drink, and Club Mate. I don't know if you heard it. I love it. It's perhaps like the most effective high energy drink for parties and working and hackathons, and then obviously coffee and tea. Then there is in the morning, I don't know if it's a local specialty, but I think it's also very typical. It's Franzbrötchen, it's like a sweet little thing.
It's from Hamburg.
Okay. And then that for sure is like a very Swedish thing. So excuse my lack of knowledge there eventually, because I'm not from the region here. But yeah, like we have Seelen. They will be served in another break, and that is kind of like a little roll with like different toppings, with meat, vegetarian, and also vegan. And we have some spreads you can eat with that, and then obviously some bananas and apples laying around. For lunch, in your registration card or like your name badge on the backside, there should be a Mensa card included. And that is actually a really important item, because in order to purchase any food at the Mensa, you will need this card. You can't pay directly with cash. So yeah, please keep that card. And we put already like a 15 euro starting balance on it, so we don't completely overwhelm like the people there charging it. It probably won't last for like the whole week. So eventually, at some point, you need to recharge it there. There's a little info point inside of the Mensa with a very nice lady that where you can like just recharge it. I think they only accept a credit card or whatever. So yeah, I hope that's a good way to cover the lunch there. Yeah, it's Mensa food. It's okay. It's not the best, but I think it's good. And then yeah, for dinner, you're on your own. We have a couple of social events, like today the icebreaker, and on Wednesday the happy hour. But then yeah, like for dinner, I would suggest to explore a little bit the city. Maybe we can go in groups and I don't know, have a nice overall end of the day then. Okay, very importantly, I put it up at the beginning already. It's really important that you all have internet on your computers. And there is 3 ways to get internet here. The best one is EduRoam. So all of you who have university affiliation should be able to log into EduRoam with your university account. So I don't know, when I was first time here, my UC San Diego one just worked fine. So I hope that applies to most of you too. Then in case you do not have an EduRoam login or it does not work, then I created a bunch of guest accounts. So I think it supports multiple logins per guest account, but anyway, I created 10 to be safe. So just pick a random one and we don't overload a single account. And then lastly, if that also does not work, there's also the UT guest account, which I think you don't need any login information for, but this has, I think, limited speed. So yeah, best choice, EduRoam, second guest Wi-Fi, and if that does not work, UT guest. If you have problems connecting, maybe talk to some of us in the breaks so we can make sure to help you out there, because yeah, to follow some of the tutorials, it's really important that you have internet. All right, and then a couple of important links. So you maybe want to take a screenshot of that too, or just go to this tiny URL here already, because once you open that, you will get access to all the other links too. But yeah, so first of all, we have a program online on our webpage. It's also printed on the poster here, but if you want to quickly look it up, what's next, then I would recommend opening this link. Then, yeah, we have a Zoom going on all through like the summer school. So if you don't feel well tomorrow and you rather want to stay in, I don't know, in your hotel, then you could also like join in from Zoom. You can also perhaps do it right now in case that screen is not big enough for you and you want to see it on your computer. You can try that. And then, yeah, very important, this tiny URL will bring you here to this Google Drive. And this is, yeah, there's like this resources document, for example, which also has like all these links again. So hopefully we have some redundancy in interlinking like the different documents, but it also has the participants list where you see in which like project group you will be. And then also it has the slides. And then very important, it has the project work result folder, because this is not only a summer school, but also a little research project. So yeah, then in the resources link, in that document, you will also get again here like links to download different software tools, which I think Robin also emailed to all of you already before. So we hope that you installed most of the software already. If not, no problem, just do it somewhere now, because you will need those to go through like the hands-on tutorials. And then yeah, there's also like our GitHub repository, which yeah, thanks to Abser, Madeleine, Philip, and Francesco, we have Jupyter notebooks for the statistical analysis that we will need on Thursday. So then, yeah, there you will also see the data for the example jobs, and also like some links to like example GMPS networks. But that we will also recreate as we go, right? So this is really just like an example. So that's how it's supposed to look like, but we hope that you can all do that by yourself. And then there is the data deposited on Massive too. And that is important because you will see when you open this FTP link, for example, directly in your browser or in your Explorer, if you have a Windows machine, just copy and paste that FTP link and you can get into like the file infrastructure. You will see that there's like a lot of different labs that we have data from. And that is part of like our hands-on example. And as I mentioned, that is also like a little research project where we actually ask the question, do we find like the same results if we send samples to different labs? And this is pretty cool because it's part of a bigger project where we sent dissolved organic matter samples to, I think, roughly 30 labs or so, and they all run them on their machines and then send us back data. So this is an effort led with Jeff Hawkes and Carsten Simon. And yeah, like the basic question is, if we run them all in these different like labs all around the world, are we actually able to find the same molecules, which we're not sure about. So now we picked 13 of those data sets that we deemed to be of high quality. So they found most of the internal standards and so on. And the task now here during the course of the summer school is to actually analyze these different data sets. And then at the end on Friday, we're going to do like little presentations and you will present what you think will be the molecular drivers and like, clustering in PCOA space and so on. And I'm really curious to see what we find. And yeah, just to give you some background, what we basically did there is we took a dissolved organic matter sample and an algae extract, and then just did like a dilutional series with these two samples. So kind of like this mimics like a plume development in the ocean. So technically, when you think about like sample to sample distance, we should see how slowly that plume develops as we kind of like pipetted the dilution series. So again, I'm very curious to see what comes out of that. Oh yeah, one important thing, for those of you who request ECTS from this course, that's also what we will use for your evaluation. So there, if you check that you need ECTS, then make sure that you will present on Friday, because yeah, we need to do like a little evaluation of your participation here. All right, then yeah, to like basically get an idea in what lab you will be analyzing, we made here like this participant lists. You can find under this link or in the Google folder under the participants file. And yeah, here's just like the first examples. So we indicated with data set what lab data set you will be analyzing, and then also what group you're in. And then like I would suggest for the presentation on Friday that you consolidate the results within your group members, and maybe in one of the sessions we have allocated to work on the project, you can like meet them within that group. Okay, and then yeah, like once you have like the outputs, so like the PCOA plot and so on, then we would ask you to upload that information here in the result file, which is also again located in that Google Drive. So yeah, I guess with that, that's pretty much it. So I'm very much looking forward to have the summer school with all of you, and I hope beyond the science and learning, we're also gonna have some fun and hopefully some good conversations. So we put like a lot of emphasis on allocating enough time for breaks. So please, yeah, make use of the time to talk to each other, get to know each other, and yeah, hopefully together we will have a fun week. So yeah, thanks again for coming and looking forward to the rest of the day.